The world's wealthiest dukes are the descendants of ancient dynasties that once played massive roles in building kingdoms for kings and queens. Interestingly, in the era of democracy and wealth democratization, these dukes have still been able to maintain their status as the world's most affluent individuals. These dukes have inherited assets, expansive holdings, and investments worldwide, making them super rich. Therefore, in today's video, we bring you the list of 12 of the richest dukes in the world who only hold duke as a title. So without further ado, let's start. At number 12, we've got Rafael de Medina, 20th Duke of Feria. Rafael de Medina is a Spanish nobleman and businessman. His parents are the 19th Duke of Feria and the Spanish top model Nadia Bascal. He belongs to one of the most important families of Spain, the House of Medinaceli. He married Laura Vencino de Aca in 2010. He has diversified his sources of income over the years. After studying finance in Washington and New York, he founded a men's fashion line named Scalpers in 2007. Scalpers has shown significant growth, with sales reaching $90 million in 2019, a 31% increase from the previous year. The company's online sales also surged by 58% and accounted for more than 15% of total sales. In addition to his entrepreneurial ventures, Rafael de Medina has a noble heritage as a member of the House of Medinaceli, one of Spain's most important families and a descendant of King Alfonso X of Castilla. This heritage likely comes with substantial patrimonial inheritance, which contributes to his wealth. His noble lineage suggests a considerable personal fortune. Looking to the future, Rafael's wealth generation seems promising. Rafael de Medina income includes streams from his business ventures, coupled with his noble heritage, contributing to his wealth. His role in the fashion industry and his noble lineage suggests that his financial prospects remain robust, and his current net worth is around $10 to $20 million. At number 11, we've got Alexander Douglas Hamilton. He's the 16th Duke of Hamilton. Alexander Douglas Hamilton is a Scottish nobleman and a premier peer of Scotland. He is the son of Angus Douglas Hamilton, 15th Duke of Hamilton, and Angus's first wife, Sarah Scott. He married Sophie Ann Rutherford in 2011. He has a diverse portfolio of directorships and inherited titles that contribute to his income and assets. As a director, he is actively involved with several companies such as H&K Estates Limited, Brandon Investments Limited, Hamilton and Keneal Archerfield Limited. He has also held previous director roles in other entrepreneurs, indicating a history of business involvement. These positions suggest that the Duke has a steady income from his business ventures, which likely include property management and investment activities. In addition to his business roles, the Duke inherited various Scottish peerages and titles, and comes with certain privileges and responsibilities, such as the hereditary keeper of the Palace of Holyrood House and the hereditary bearer of the Crown of Scotland. While these titles may not directly generate income, they are indicative of his status and potential influence. The Duke's family seat is Lennoxlove House, located in the east of Edinburgh, which replaced the now demolished Hamilton Palace. The historical significance and potential tourism value of such an estate has also contributed to the Duke's income, and his current net worth is $35 million, which reflects his successful management of assets and directorships. Next, we've got Edward Fitzalan Howard, 18th Duke of Norfolk. Edward Fitzalan Howard, 18th Duke of Norfolk, is a British peer who holds the hereditary office as Duke of Norfolk. He is a most senior peer in the peerage of England. He was also the titular head of the House of Howard. Edward is the son of Miles Francis Stapleton Fitzalan Howard, 17th Duke of Norfolk, and Anne married Teresa Constable Maxwell. He married Georgina Susan Gore in 1987. The Duke's primary source of income comes from his expensive land ownership. He owns approximately 49,866 acres of land, which likely includes significant property assets. This land generates income through agricultural activities, as evidenced by the large annual farm subsidies he receives. In 2015, the sum reached $568,845 paid directly to him or to entities controlled by him. These subsidies are partially in the form of single-area payouts, which are calculated by land area. Additionally, the Duke is director of various companies, which contribute to his income through director's fees or profits from these businesses. The Fitzalan Howard family's ancestral seat is Arundel Castle in West Sussex, a property of historical significance that also generates revenue through tourism and events. Naturally, his wealth is on the higher side, and the Duke's current net worth is reported to be over $127 million. This figure reflects his extensive land ownership, directorship, and potential successful management of assets. At number 9, we've got Peregrine Cavendish, 12th Duke of Devonshire. Peregrine Cavendish, also known as Stoker, is an English peer. He's the only surviving son son of Andrew Cavendish, 11th Duke of Devonshire, and Deborah Mitford. The Duke generates income from different ways. He and his family are owner-occupiers of Chatsworth House, a renowned historical estate in Derbyshire, which is involved in the operation as a tourist attraction. The family's estate, which had been landscaped before 1900, are located in parts of Derbyshire and North Yorkshire and maintain a luxury business. Also, the Duke manages capital that includes fine and contemporary art, forestry, and farming, which is a considerable amount of wealth. He's also the chairman of the Devonshire Arms Hotel Group, which is a chain of countryside hotels, and he also owns Haywood Hill, a notable bookstore in London. This group comprises businesses including heritage attractions, shops, restaurants, and luxury accommodations at Chatsworth, Bolton Abbey, and Lismore Castle in Ireland. The estate includes tenanted businesses and residential property, a property development business with a pipeline of 2,000 homes, sustainable forestry and farming businesses, and an estate farm shop at Chatsworth. The estate includes dozens of tenanted farms and over 450 residential properties spread across Derbyshire, which also generates income. His current net worth is $128 million. This figure is indicative of his extensive landholdings, business operations, and assets under his control. Next, we've got James Spencer Churchill, 12th Duke of Marlborough. Charles James Spencer Churchill, often known as Jamie Blandford or Jamie Marlborough, is a British peer and the current Duke of Marlborough. He's the eldest surviving son of John George Vanderbilt Henry Spencer Churchill, the 11th Duke of Marlborough, and Susan Mary Hornby. James has been married twice. James has his family seat at the historic Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is not only a family residence but also a significant tourist attraction, which suggests that it is a substantial source of income through tourism and events hosted at the palace. His income sources are common for owners of such estates to generate revenue from the property's historic value, agricultural land, and possibly from film rights, as grand estates are often sought after by film and television productions. The Duke's personal assets include a Porsche Cayenne E-Hybrid Turbo S model, which he purchased for $167,171 in July 2018, though it's to be seized. However, this indicates a taste for luxury vehicles, which are often associated with high net worth individuals. The ownership of Blenheim Palace and its associated estate suggests that the Duke has significant assets under his control. The value of such a historical property, along with any additional revenue streams from the estate, contribute to his overall wealth. Naturally, this makes his personal assets on the higher side, and his current net worth is $235 million. At number 7, we've got Louis Alphonse de Bourbon, Duke of Anjou. Louis Alphonse de Bourbon is the head of the House of Bourbon. Since the death of his father in 1989, he has used the courtesy title of Duke of Anjou. He is the son of Alfonso de Bourbon, Duke of Anjou and Cádiz, and Maria del Carmen Martinez Bardiui Franco. He married Venezuelan Maria Margarita Vargas Santaelli in 2004. Luis Alfonso de Bourbon's financial status is significantly influenced by his marriage to Maria Margarita Vargas Santaelli, which has brought him benefits through familiar connections. His now father-in-law, Victoria Vargas, is the president of the Venezuelan Banco Occidental Descuento, and Luis Alfonso de Bourbon is associated with its institution as its international vice president. This relationship with a prominent banking family is a key factor in his financial landscape. Luis Alfonso de Bourbon is involved in the management of a multi-million euro inheritance left by his grandmother, which is still being finalized. Additionally, he received a substantial sum of $97 million from a lawsuit against Val Associated, the owner of a ski resort where an accident occurred. Apart from familiar wealth, Luis Alfonso de Bourbon is involved in various projects. He's currently involved with Spanish Influencers, a firm that connects companies with celebrity influencers. His role in this venture contributes to his income through business operations and partnerships, and his current net worth is around $250 million. Next, we've got Richard Scott, the 10th Duke of Buccleuch. Richard Scott is a Scottish landowner and peer. Scott is the son of John Scott, 9th Duke of Buccleuch, and Jane Scott, Duchess of Buccleuch. In 1981, he married Lady Elizabeth Marion Frances Curran. He owns a vast expanse of land totaling 24,000 acres across the UK, making him one of the largest private landowners in Scotland. His estates include Drumland Rig Castle, Bow Hill House, and Boughton House, which are not only family residences but also open to the public, generating income through tourism and events. The Duke chairs the Buccleuch Group, a holding company with a diverse portfolio that includes commercial property, rural affairs, food, and beverages. The group represents a significant source of income and asset management for the Duke. The Duke's art collection is of great significance, including valuable pieces such as the recovered Leonardo da Vinci painting Madonna the Urine Winder, valued at $39 $48 million alone. While the art collection is not a direct source of income, it represents a substantial asset that contributes to his wealth. Richard Scott is a director of Pentland Limited, an offshore ownership group that is wholly owned by the Buckland Estate Limited, which is UK registered. This suggests involvement in international business ventures that contribute to his income. The Duke's real estate involves Bowling House and Drumlang Ring Castle, and his current net worth is around $332 million. At number 5, we've got Franz Bonaventure Adalbert Marie Herzog von Bayern, Duke of Bavaria. Franz von Bayern is the head of the House of Wittelsbach, the former ruling family of the Kingdom of Bavaria. His son is of Albert, Duke of Bavaria, and Countess Maria Doskovich. Franz has had a life partner since 1980. Thomas Greenwald, although they have never married. As a member of the former royal family, his wealth and income sources are diverse and substantial. The House of Wittelsbach has historically owned extensive properties and land in Bavaria and other places. He generates income from real estate, agricultural operations, forestry, and possibly from leasing land and properties. He's been known for his art collections, including paintings, sculptures, and other valuable artifacts. While these are often held in trust or foundations, they generate income through exhibitions, loans, or, in some cases, sales. He also has a range of investments in stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments that provide a steady source of income. He also operates as beneficiaries of various foundations and trusts that manage the family's assets and income-generating activities. Also, some of his family's properties are open to the public, such as castles or historical sites, providing income through tourism. Naturally, his income is on the higher side. His current net worth is $457 million. Next, we've got Ralph Percy, the 12th Duke of Northumberland. Ralph Percy is a British hereditary peer and rural landowner and current head of the House Percy. He's the son of Hugh Percy, the 10th Duke of Northumberland, and former Lady Elizabeth Diana Montagu. Douglas Scott. He married Jane Richard in 1979. As the former owner and manager of Northumberland Estates, Ralph Percy oversees a vast array of properties and land investments, including farming operations. The estate's management of 100,000 acres includes forestry and farmland with approximately 100 tenant farmers. It forms a significant part of his income. Alnwick Castle, a historic site and popular tourist attraction, contributes to the Duke's income through tourism, especially as it's been a filming location for both the Harry Potter films and Downton Abbey. The Alnwick Garden Trust, developed as a major tourist attraction, also significantly boosts the local economy and the Duke's revenues. Northumberland Estates has diversified into property investments, development, and management, with a substantial international property portfolio focused on commercial property. With this diversification, it's a key income source for the Duke. The Duke also owns a significant portfolio of historic and valuable properties, including Alnwick Castle, the Warkworth Castle, Prudhoe Castle, Sion Castle, Sion Park, Olney Priory, and Albury Park. Northumberland Estates owns extensive commercial properties and maintains a large residential portfolio, adding to the Duke's asset base, and his current net worth is $648 million. At number 3, we've got Henri, Grand Duke of Luxembourg. He has reigned since the 7th of October 2000. Henri is the eldest son of Grand Duke Jean and Princess Josephine Charlotte of Belgium. In 1981, he married Cuban-born Marie-Therese Mestre y Batista. Like his family, he received a state allowance from governments to cover their official duties and expenses. The latest budget for 2023 shows payments to the Maison du Grand Duc totaling $20,892,280. In addition to the civil list payments for staffing costs, the Grand Duke and his heir received gifts for personal expenditures of around $567,493. The Grand Duke has investments in assets that generate income. The Grand Duke's role as a representative of Luxembourg and his involvement in cultural and charitable activities contribute to the country's tourism industry and cultural development. While these activities may not directly generate income for the Grand Duke, they contribute to the overall economic growth and well-being of Luxembourg. This has helped him meet influential people, which ensure him to generate income from tourism. Quite naturally, as a member of the royal family, he has access to various assets, including properties, investments, and possibly valuable personal possessions, and his current net worth is $4 billion. Also, the Luxembourg government has many proposals to increase the compensation of several high-ranked positions with the Grand Ducal family, including Henri. Next, we've got Carlos Fitzjames Stuart, the 19th Duke of Alba. Carlos Fitzjames Stuart is the Spanish aristocrat. We know him as exists today. He's the head of the House of Alba, one of the most prominent families in the Spanish nobility. He's the eldest son of Cayetana Fitzjames Stuart, 18th Duchess of Alba, and Louis Martinez Iruo. In 1988, he married Matilda de Solis Beaumont y Martinez de Camps. He inherited a vast wealth from his mother, the late Duchess of Alba, who was one of Europe's wealthiest aristocrats. Her net worth at the time of her death was estimated to be around $5 billion, with wealth estimates ranging from $651 million to $3.8 billion. Carlos inherited this wealth, which includes a significant property portfolio, a vast collection of artwork, and rare books. The Duke's holdings include several magnificent palaces located in Madrid, Seville, Salamanca, and San Sebastian. These properties are not only of high monetary value, but also of cultural significance, housing priceless works by artists such as Cervantes and Velázquez. The Palacio de Liria alone contains 50,000 pieces of artwork and 18,000 volumes, showcasing the depth of the family's collection. Beyond his inherited wealth, Carlos Fitzjames Stuart serves as an advisor for several cultural institutions and is in charge of the House of Alba Foundation, which solidified his influence over the family's assets, and his current net worth is $5 billion. And at number 1, we've got Hugh Grosvenor, the 7th Duke of Westminster. Hugh Grosvenor is a British aristocrat and billionaire. He's the son of Gerald Grosvenor, the 6th Duke of Westminster, and Natalia. In April 2023, Grosvenor's engagement to Olivia Grace Henson was announced. He inherited his title, the Grosvenor estate, from his father in 2016. Grosvenor's family fortune is largely held in trust, which has allowed him to avoid significant inheritance taxes. The Duke's wealth is primarily derived from an extensive international real estate portfolio. This includes ownership of roughly half of the affluent London area of Mayfair and Belgravia, as well as family's ancestral home, Eaton Hall, in Cheshire. The Grosvenor Group, which he oversees, has properties in 43 cities across 10 countries, including significant estates in Lancashire and Scotland, and urban developments like Liverpool's One Shopping Centre. Beyond the urban properties, the Duke owns vast rural estates such as the 39,000-hectare Rea Forest estate in Sutherland, Scotland, and the 23,500-acre Abbeystead estate in Lancashire, and the 37,000-acre estate in the Finca La Garganta estate in Spain. Hugh Grosvenor is not only a landowner, but also actively involved in business. He's worked for the Wheat Sheaf Group, a food and agricultural investment business owned by the Grosvenor Group. He ranked 15th on the Sunday Times Rich List 2024 with an estimated fortune of $13 billion. And with this, we wrap this video. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you found our channel interesting, then subscribe to it. Thank you. See you in the next video.